Hey guys, welcome back to Marriages Restored in Faith. My name is Ray.
Hey guys, my name is Dora. It is December 21st, 2024, Saturday. You have 2 days? Well, yeah, 2 days before Christmas Eve. Yeah, 2 days before Christmas Eve.
She's trying to count down when she's going to open gifts.
Yes.
So, guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. And as you see the title, Wars, Chaos, Kidnappings, and Substances, you may say, this is not a Christmas teaching. Well, the reason this is, I'll get into that here in a second, but we are being so much shadow banned on YouTube, on Facebook, on all the social media platforms that we have. It's just horrible that they are banning us. Even on my personal phone, I got on my personal phone, try to do a search, it doesn't pull up, and that's because I'm subscribed, and it won't show up. I have to do an actual search, and even then, it still doesn't pull up. So I have to go back to one of my old videos, and then it was able to pull up our channel. It goes show you what YouTube is doing.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube has been doing that to us for quite some time already, just because the content that we give out, the information that we give people out, it's good information. And you may say, "Well, don't we need a Christmas
Message?"
Well, that's coming Sunday morning. We'll be doing that. We'll give one out. We'll do what Jesus said. Jesus came. What Jesus did for us. That will be the message. But today, the reason I want to share this with you is because there is so much stuff happening that we can't keep up.
That's right.
It's just. Some people will say it's overwhelming. It can be. Some people are getting to the point of being so stressed out that I've even read comments that people said they can't take it anymore. And these are from some Christian channels that I'm reading some of these comments, and people are saying, I can't take it anymore. Some people are saying, I'm ready to give up. The Bible said that it would come to that, that people would say that they're giving up, they're turning away, they're losing faith. We can't get there. We have to stay strong.
Yes.
The stuff that we're going to share with you today is going to be tough. It's going to be hard, but it's out there. And this is real life. This is what's happening, and it's accelerating at a time that what the Bible said, the deception is going to be so high, so magnified, so how do you say it? It's going to be so bad that you're really going to need some discernment to know truth and fake and what's false and what's real.
Yes.
We're really going to need it. We're going to have to go back to the Bible to really know what truth is, compare it to what we are seeing, what we are being told. And what do I mean? Let me share right quick, or let me do a funny one first before we get into it. Yeah, give me number 7 first. Let's do number 7 first, and then we'll share the last funny one, which is really real funny. But a time is coming, and I believe it's going to be in 2025, where this technology that is being used is going to be so advanced that a lot of people are going to get more deceived than they are now. And what do I mean? It's easy to believe anything that's on video, but is it true or is it fake? And how do we know a true pastor from a fake pastor? We'll get into that here in a second too. But let me show you this. This for all the dads out there. You got as you see right there, daughter brings a boyfriend. Let's see what happens. Good. I won't play the music because we'll get blocked for it. Something. Just look at the guy's reaction when he sees a dad. And you know the dad's doing it on purpose. Let me show you.
And I also like the reaction of the daughter. I've seen it a couple times, and now I'm looking at everybody else's reaction.
So there you go. If that's something that you say, okay, you can bring your. I know the place we're gonna go eat at.
Right.
And I know where we're gonna sit down. I have a special table. This is where we're gonna sit down.
That's right.
So that's good. But let's go ahead and get to it. because we have about 8 videos total to share with you. So let's get straight to it. Where do we want to start? Well, let's go deep then. If you can give me number 4, let's go straight. You see what's happening in Israel as well. I should have brought that other video up. Israel was attacked again. Their defense system actually failed, and it landed, and it killed several people. What are we having today here in the United States and some other countries? People are complaining because of their gifts.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to complain because they didn't get the gift that they wanted. And these are grown people. I'm not talking about kids. I'm talking about grown people.
Yes.
But look at what's happening around other countries. Okay.
In breaking news, a car has ploughed through a Christmas market in the central East German city of Magdeburg in a suspected terror attack. The Premier of the state ramming the attack confirmed the attack by 2 people, including a toddler, are dead. 68 others have suffered injuries, including 15 who are said to have suffered serious injuries. Vision has emerged of the moment Germany police arrested the suspect at the scene.
Leg dich hin! Leg dich hin! Die Hände auf die Rücken! Die Hände! Bleib liegen!
Authorities believe they have identified their suspect as a 50-year-old doctor, Saudi Arabian citizen. The state premier says he is a permanent resident and first arrived in Germany in 2006.
At the moment, it's been a crime committed by one person, and there is no further danger to be awaited.
We have live pictures for you now coming in from Germany. Roughly 100 firefighters and 50 other emergency crews, they are still on the scene. And Germany's Chancellor Olaf Scholz released a statement before he is due to visit the city. It reads, "The report from Magdeburg suggests something terrible. My thoughts are with the victims and their families. We stand by their side and by the side of the people of Magdeburg. My thanks goes to the dedicated rescue workers in these anxious hours." Sky Siobhan Robbins has more.
This seemed to have started in the early hours of this evening, so the Christmas market would have been fairly busy at that point. Reports that people were there with their families as well, when video seems to show a car driving at speed into a crowd at the Christmas market. Now, police have said that they arrested the driver of that car. According to the German news agency DPA, that person who's being questioned is not a known Islamist, according to their sources. Other German media saying that the person who has been arrested is around 50 years old. Now, we understand from local media that police have been sweeping the market, which they've locked down, got everyone out of. They've been sweeping it for explosives, including sweeping the car that person was driving. And the language coming from the city spokesperson is that an attack appears to have happened in Magdeburg. Now, they haven't said who they believe is responsible or the motivation behind that attack, but they are using the language attack. And they said that the hospitals within the city are prepared for what they're calling a mass casualty event. In terms of the numbers of people that we understand have been injured, AFP news agency saying between 60 and 80 injured, local media, Reuters news agency as well, saying 11 dead at the moment. But those numbers are expected to change because this is a moving situation. And as Graham was saying, the emergency services will be working at speed now, so that we know, for example, that hospitals in the nearby city of Halle, which is around 80 kilometres away, have been told to be on standby to be prepared to receive injured people from the Christmas market. We also know police are putting out updates on social media telling people to be calm, to keep away from the area, and that they are working at speed. But their priority will be twofold: making sure the scene is secure, making sure and as part of that, making sure that the risk has gone, and then building a timeline of where this car came from to try and build up a better picture of what may have happened and what may have motivated what is being called an attack. The police are looking for the possibility that there could be an explosive device in the vehicle. Now, we don't know if that's just because an eyewitness at the scene may have said, I saw something, in the vehicle, and that they are responding to that and being.
So there you go. At a Christmas event, I've never liked big crowds. Dora knows that from the beginning, that when she first married me, I could care less about big crowds. I just never felt comfortable with it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go out there. I mean, that's up to you. But you have to have your head on a swivel. Mm-hmm. You have to pay attention.
Yes.
And like I've always said, you got to look at your surroundings. At a restaurant, always sit facing the door, especially if you are armed, face towards the door so you can see who's coming in. So you may be saying, well, that's in another country. Well, think about that. Those same people that are in that country are here in the United States.
Yes.
If you're not aware, I'm in law enforcement, and I can tell you for a fact that our crime has gone up. I mean, just so high that 90% of the criminals that we are dealing with that have made our crime go up are from a different country. 90% are from a different country. That tells you a lot. You may say, well, I don't really hear anything like that in my local news or anything. Your local news is not going to tell you anything. Do you know why? Because your city council and your mayor are in control of what news is being broadcasted. Mm-hmm. So you won't get to know all the crimes that are being committed in your city. You will not get to know the homicides, the stabbings, the shootings, the drive-bys, vehicle chases. You won't get to hear any of that because they're not going to broadcast that. It's money. Mm-hmm. It's all about money. Yeah. You may say, well, what is going on here? Let me show you. Let me give me number 5. And this is something that we have been discussing. Not is it something that our foods are being poisoned already by having a bioengineered. Mm-hmm. You can look at the label and it says bioengineered ingredients in it. Yes. You already see that. You already heard them trying to poke the cattle, that they want to give the cattle what they gave a lot of humans that wanted it. So now look at this, that we have to not only deal with that, but people like this.
We start tonight with shocking video out of the East Valley. A man films himself spraying bug killer on produce at a Walmart. Now police are trying to find him. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Mark Curtis.
And I'm Karima Devine. Mesa police say that it happened at a Walmart near Baseline and Stapley Roads in Mesa. That's where we find 12 News journalist Chase Golightly.
Walmart is also aware of that video, telling us they've removed all that food that was sprayed. The video apparently taken by the suspect himself. Everyone had the same reaction.
That's really crazy.
It's disgusting. Like, that's an awful thing to do.
Video appears to show this man at a Mesa Walmart pull out a big can of bug killer and spray it on bananas, sweet potatoes, lemons, apples, tomatoes, and even rotisserie chickens.
I'm shocked.
It happened at this Mesa Walmart. Frequent shoppers like Ramon Sobranes can't believe anyone would do this.
This is where people shop for their families, like on a real note. Like, it's very possible that those bananas a mom could have been grabbing by to get some for her kids.
A spokesperson with Walmart sent us a statement about the incident, saying in part, the health and safety of our customers and associates is always a top priority. We have removed all directly impacted product and have cleaned and sanitized the affected area of the store, adding they are working with law enforcement. This video is a recording of the original. It was posted by someone on X after they claimed the original poster deleted it off their social media page.
It's kind of the stuff that nowadays is kind of a problem because the content chasing.
We found that original poster's TikTok page with several other videos showing what appears to be him locking people inside a Goodwill and throwing food at people inside a mall, but no video of the Walmart incident. Then when we looked at his recent stories, it shows this video of him claiming to have thrown away the items he sprayed with bug killer by putting them in a cart, then pushing it into a truck. Basically saying this was all a prank.
Whether or not it would hold any water would be up for a jury to decide.
Attorney Anthony Ramirez says even if it was a prank, this person could still be charged.
Criminal damage right, damaging the produce that he sprayed that substance on, then that's
This guy's got issues.
Mm-hmm.
Major issues, whether it's mental or spiritual or both. I mean, again, you may say, well, he sprayed it on the outside. It still has a covering. Is that covering bulletproof? Is that covering stop everything that goes on? Think of this. That product, I mean, you can spray it, but what has people done with some of those products? They soak them.
Mm-hmm.
What do they soak them for? So they can get other nutrients out of them. So it tells you that you can get ingredients out of it without actually opening it up.
Mm-hmm.
So then what do you think the bug spray is going to do? I'm telling you, this is just awful, and it's going to get worse. You may say, well, that's just spraying food. Well, let me show you number 6. If you can give me number 6, and then we're going to get into the physical one. See, God said it was going to get hectic. It was going to be chaotic. It was going to be evil. It was going to be demonic. It was going to be so much chaos that even men's hearts will get in trouble with, I'm paraphrasing, I'm not doing the exact scripture, but that they will get fearful. Mm-hmm. So let me play this one, and then we'll get into some more.
Caught on camera, a mail carrier gone wild. Neighbors say she smeared substances on their mailboxes, and now she is under arrest. Your reporter Dylan Fearon spoke exclusively to one of the victims. He is live in North Branford with more on what happened. Dylan, quite a story here.
Aaron, it's very bizarre. The victims say this was going on for months before this mail carrier was arrested, but the big question tonight is why? For months, Michael Beruli snapped these pictures of weird substances smeared on the outgoing mailbox in his complex. Whether it was whiteout, jelly, or whatever that is, Mike wanted to get to the bottom of it. He had a hunch it was his disgruntled mail carrier, claiming they'd had some run-ins before. So Mike set up this camera and waited.
At that point, it was just our word until I got a camera and put the camera up and finally got her doing it.
This is mail carrier Donna Sufjan Conyers, and if you look closely, it appears she quickly smears something on the inside of the mailbox and the flag.
Once we had the footage, that's when they took action.
Mike called the cops at least 10 times about this over 8 months, but he desperately needed the footage. Police investigated and arrested Sufjan Connors, charging her with disorderly conduct and criminal mischief. She paid the $11,000 bond and is free tonight. But Mike wants to know why he, his neighbors, and the complex were targeted.
And we would give her waters, we would give her Red Bulls, sodas, and then the year, it was about 2 years ago, we gave her $100 for Christmas. And then all of a sudden, she lost it.
Mike never cleaned any of the substances up. He wasn't sure what they were and was afraid of the worst.
There was brown stuff that the police checked out and said it was chocolate frosting. And there was other stuff that I have no idea what it was.
You thought the chocolate frosting may have been feces?
Yeah.
It looks like there's still some whiteout on the outgoing mailbox today, and Mike is worried Sufjan Conyers may return.
I hate to see people get in trouble. I don't want to see her lose her job, but I don't want her back here. And that's the thing.
Now we asked the U.S. Post.
There you go. You may say, well, I didn't see any poisons or anything like that. Well, we don't know if any of that substance because they haven't talked about anything that's what that actually is.
Right. And that can always lead to something else.
It can lead to that.
It's more of, oh, I'm just going to do this, however, they're listening to or whatever they're thinking about. And then, they didn't get caught. So now they can actually do even more harm.
Start smaller, yes. Just like if you ever did any research on a serial killer. A serial killer starts with killing animals first before he begins to start killing humans. So he starts with the animals first, and then he progresses. So it's the same thing here. It's no different. So let me get to it now. Now let me show you. If you give me number 3. Now we're going to get into the physical part. Again, this is going on a lot. It's just not being advertised as much. You're not seeing it that much, but it is happening more often than you think. And it's going to accelerate. I'm telling you, it's going to get ugly.
them.
Elsewhere tonight, deputies search for a suspect in Temecula after a woman says she was attacked with a taser and nearly kidnapped.
She managed to break free when a witness came to her rescue. KTLA's Alina Abovian joins us live in Temecula, where she spoke with the woman who survived the ordeal. It is a story you'll see only on 5. Alina.
Hi, good evening. Well, the victim, she believes that she was attacked by her former housekeeper. Now, we're about to show you some of her injuries and just want to warn you, it's very graphic.
My brain was jolting so bad and my body was shutting down, and I literally thought either I was going to die or I was going to pass out.
Temecula resident Erin Quinn recalling the terrifying moment she claimed she was attacked, tased, and nearly kidnapped. It was Wednesday morning. Quinn says she got a text from an unknown 213 number asking to drop off toys for her toy drive.
I wasn't sure who the person was, so I asked who they are, and they claimed to be somebody named Connie.
The person asked to meet at a nearby property off of Memory Lane and Winchester, which turned out to be a setup, she says.
I wind up getting a text saying Mary was going to be bringing me presents and to wait in my car. So I go and walk to my car, which I left unlocked because I anticipated having a bunch of presents to have to carry and things. So I get to my car, I open my door and go to sit down on my seat. And right as I'm sitting down, somebody in my car, I didn't know someone was in the back seat, grabs my hair and takes a taser and puts the taser to my head.
Quinn says she was trying to run away but couldn't. She was honking her horn, but no one was around to hear her.
She had me drive. And I turn around, and I'm on a dirt road at this point, and I turn around, and she's got the taser on my head, on my head, pulling my hair and telling me to drive.
They eventually ended up at a construction site. Quinn claims several bystanders witnessed what was happening, but no one intervened.
Nobody's doing anything. So I start driving, and as I'm driving, she's tasering me, and she's pulling my hair, and it caused me to crash my car.
She said she eventually crashed and was able to get a better look at her attacker, which she believes was her former housekeeper. The two women then got into a scuffle, and Quinn says she bit a piece of the finger of her attacker off. Eventually, a woman came to help, and they called police. Her attacker ran away. The entire incident, a complete nightmare.
I am completely terrified. I don't know why she would do this.
And according to the Riverside Sheriff's Department.
Well, good thing the attacker has part of a missing finger now.
Yes.
It could have been worse. Should have been worse. But did you get that? That people were watching and nobody intervened. People, if you think that somebody's going to come to your rescue, you got a rude awakening. You have to pay attention because it's going to be rare that somebody comes to the rescue. A lot of people are just paying attention to themselves and they don't want to get involved. And then you have the very few that are willing to get involved and help you. But that's a few. Just like there's a few of us talking and telling people what's coming, what's going on.
Yes.
And there's a lot that are silent.
Yes.
Especially pastors. There are, I'm going to say roughly 99% of the pastors right now are silent. And you have that 1% that is yelling and screaming and telling people, wake up because it's about to get harder. It's about to get scarier, if you want to put it that way. It's going to be harder to be a Christian, a true Christian. It's going to be there. And then you have that 1% also that are awake, trying to wake up the other 99% of the time. Look, it's not going to go back to normal. Things are about to change. Just because we go into 2025 and there's somebody else that's going to be in the White House, if he gets in there, that they think he's going to change everything. It's not. The ball is rolling.
Right. And he can't change, everything because it's what God has said in his word. So it's going to happen. So if you're not reading the word, if you're not reading the Bible, then you're just going to believe everything that, this person is going to say or whoever you're listening to that is not really telling you the truth.
Or these apps.
Yes.
As we're going to show you an app. So if we can go ahead and show that app first. And I want you to see this. This is a pastor that created an app that you can contact the app for a fee, a monthly fee. So in other words, he's about to get rich, or richer, should I say, since it's a mega church. He designed an app, and he's got a 21,000 member. Look at that, 21,000 members. He created an app. He said, this is for, so you can have your personal pastor. You can have me as your personal pastor. So if we can scroll down and we can click that video so you can see it. The video just says it all. That way I don't have to read it all for you. And I forget how much the fee is, but I think it shows you on the actual video how much the fee is a month for you to have your personal pastor. If you're going to, God says this is where that deception is going to be. Deception is going to be inside the church and outside the church.
Yes.
We're seeing it a lot inside the church right now. But it's about to multiply. It's $49 a month.
Okay, I'd love to have my own personal pastor, so I hit the Ron Carpenter Ministries archive and I call Pastor Ron. And after I call Pastor Ron, let's say, you know what? Let's say I'm not feeling good in my body.
Carpenter, how can I help?
Pastor Ron, I'm not feeling well today. Could you pray for me?
Hey there. I'm sorry to hear you're not feeling well. Let's take a moment to pray together. Heavenly Father, I thank you that you know us and hear us. Right now, I lift up my friend to you. I ask for your healing touch to be upon him.
You'll know more about it? You have to wait. We'll tell you later. Okay, I'd love to have my own personal pastor, so I hit the Ron Carpenter Ministries archive and I call Pastor Ron. And after I call Pastor Ron, let's say, you know what? Let's say I'm not feeling good in my body.
Carpenter, how can I help?
Pastor Ron, I'm not feeling well today. Could you pray for me?
Hey there. I'm sorry to hear you're not feeling well. Let's take a moment to pray together. Heavenly Father, I thank you that you know us and hear us. Right now, I lift up my friend to you. I ask for your healing touch to be upon him.
You'll know more about it? You have to wait. We'll
There's going to be so much deception. This is deception proof. This is what's going to keep you from being deceived. No matter what app it is, no matter if it has a pastor's name, no matter what is on there, no matter if he's got 1 million followers, it doesn't matter. This is deception proof. This is what's going to keep you from being deceived. But we have to open it. We have to open it. I mean, look at that. $49 a month. And if he's got 21,000 members, let's just say 10,000 of those members get that app. Because I guarantee he's going to promote it on there. Look how much money he's going to make off of that. All he has to do is sit back at home and I'll do these prayers for you. It's just me reading it out loud, but it's not really. No, it's got to be you getting it in the Word. So, let me keep going. You say, well, that lady escaped. Well, if you can give me number 2. This gentleman wasn't so lucky to escape, or I shouldn't say lucky, because lucky is out of our vocabulary. It's not for us to go on there. And this guy didn't have the, well, I would say training or awareness. He wasn't paying attention. Let me go ahead and play this and you can see it.
It began with a car crash and ended in a violent robbery.
The local man says he was the victim of a terrifying crime and the dangerous suspects are still out there. KTLA's Chris Wolf live in Corona with a story you will see only on 5. Chris.
That's right, Micah and Cher. Just when you think you've heard it all, along comes this story. A man is driving along the freeway here in Corona when he gets hit from behind. Believing it was just an accident, a fender bender. He gets out of his car, but that encounter led to a beating, a carjacking, a kidnapping, and a robbery.
I'm here. I am here.
His right eye still bruised from a terrifying experience this week. Corona businessman Donald Pierre explains he's a man of faith and fortitude. Wednesday, December 18th, around 9 a.m., Pierre was driving his Tesla along the 15 freeway at Indian Truck Trail and stopped at a red light. That's when another car rear-ended him. Severely shaken, he called his wife and got out of the Tesla.
After that, I was on the ground being choked.
And I said, oh my gosh, did they T-bone you or what's going on? And before he can even answer, I just heard like a struggle situation.
Wife Sandra mistakenly thought Good Samaritans were helping her husband when the truth is they were beating him, preparing to steal his car, hold him hostage, and more. Donald Pierre says the attackers were 4 black men who spoke with foreign accents.
The more I tried to yell and scream, he would tell me he was going to kill me. He would punch me. 2 other guys were kicking me.
The strangers forced Pierre into the back seat of their silver Ford SUV, seen in this surveillance footage, demanding he lead them to his house in a nearby upscale gated community in Corona. One of the culprits jumped behind the wheel of the Tesla, and both vehicles took off. By now, wife Sandra is tracking the Tesla, believing her husband is behind the wheel and may be disoriented from the collision. But he is now home with 3 of his captors, who begin to ransack the place and snatch valuables.
Here's the designer bags, here's the jewelry, here's the watches.
The intruders leave, backing out of the garage, and that's when Donald Pierre bolts to a neighbor's house.
It's me, open the door.
Eventually, wife Sandra, now in contact with authorities and neighbors, realizes she's not following her husband, but rather a very dangerous car thief. Her heart pounding, she follows the Tesla some 30 miles away to a shopping center in Buena Park. She says she recorded the driver after he ditched her husband's car and walked away with her husband's Gucci satchel filled with cash. The Pierres thank God that they're okay. And of course, they say this experience.
There you go. We can't advertise. He's advertising Gucci, he's advertising stuff. I mean, you might say, well, that's my stuff. I get it. I truly get it. I'm not saying you shouldn't have nice things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying these criminals are looking for advertisements. They're not going to know who to rob unless they see, oh, those are some goods that person has. Let me go rob them. They also look for people that don't pay attention. They're not watching and their surroundings. And you might say, this was an accident. Yeah, this was intentional. You saw that they hit him from the back. Now, was it a hard hit? Was it a soft hit? Was it just enough to get his attention and have him step out of the vehicle? So when you step out of the vehicle in any accident, you better be ready and not be saying, well, it's just an accident. No, it can be more than an accident. I've seen people get in fist fights in accidents. They're blaming each other. They're stressed out. We have to be aware in these times. I mean, God said it was going to be tough. And when God said it was going to be tough, it means it's going to be tough. Now, can it be tough as, well, we have to have discernment inside the church and outside of the church. And that's the sad part, is that we have to have it inside the church. It's sad. But they had to deal with it in the Bible times.
Yes.
Paul said it many times, that these people were wicked on the inside, that they were teaching falsely on the inside. There were false prophets, false teachers in Bible times, just like they are today, that they just want to get rich, want to make money. So let me share this one with you. Again, if you can give me number 1, videos out there. There's so many videos out there. There's so much AI produced videos out there now that you don't know if they're real or if they're not. But we have to be aware also. There's going to be intentional things happening. We'll watch this so you can listen to this one here.
Беспилотник, смотри, беспилотник летит. Охренеть! Охренеть! Вот это пиздец. Охренеть. А там народ. Там народ. Еще один. Удар.
Смотри, в натуре, я, прикинь, заснял. Прикинь, что? Охренеть. Ух, блин.
Now, I want you to think about something. Here in the past few weeks, several weeks, we've had drone sightings all over New Jersey and all over the United States, right? They're saying that they don't know where they come from. If you haven't paid attention to what happened in 9/11, what happened to the Oklahoma City bombing, what happened to the bombings that we've had here in the United States, if you're not aware that your own people can do things like this to you, you're not paying attention. Do you think other countries can do this to their own country? It's just my opinion that I'm saying that this might be that they're doing this to their own country to continue to escalate the war, to get funding for money, Congress, whatever. What makes you think that what's about to happen in the United States is similar to this, and it'll be blamed on China, on Russia, on other countries, and it might be our own? Just a thought, just something to think about. Why? Because as you see that they blew up a drone, they shot a drone in the air. Mm-hmm. Why haven't we took these drones out? Why haven't we stopped all of this from happening? We control the skies, do we not? The United States controls the planes that are flying. Mm-hmm. Think about that. We have not put a stop to it. We haven't even identified them. Really? We have the technology. We have all the planes, we have everything here to put a stop to it.
Yes. That should be the biggest question ever.
Mm-hmm.
Why has there not been a stop to it?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't fly here in the U.S. without being.
Every plane has a number. Mm-hmm. Every plane is identified. Mm-hmm. Pilots that are pilots are identified. Mm-hmm. You know this. You can't even go through the airport without being checked. Mm-hmm. But yet, other people that they're bringing into this country don't have to go through the airport because we're sending our own planes to go pick them up and bring them across. I'm telling you, people, it's about to be weird in this country. I'm trying to say it nice, but it's about to accelerate to this point that we're seeing other countries having suicide bombs, having people plow through them with vehicles, people going through other places, just going on a rampage shooting. These drones going through this. This country is about to be flipped upside down, and people are not going to know what to do. Why? Because they're listening to a lot of these prosperity gospel preachers. They're saying, you know what, just speak it into existence and things will change. No, people. The Bible clearly states that it's about to get worse. Now, this video is, I think, about 9 minutes long, something like that. I won't play the entire video. So I wanted you to see what's happening over there in Russia, what's happening in Israel. I should have showed you the other video, what's happening in Israel as well right now. It's accelerating. Things are accelerating. Bible prophecy is accelerating. It's unfolding. The Bible literally is unfolding before our eyes. Now, you may say, wow, this is not good for a Christmas one. What people, we have to wake up.
Right.
We have to be thankful for what we have right now. We have to get together. We have to hug our family members, pray for our families, pray for others, pray for the people in Germany that just had that vehicle to go through there, and some lost their family members now.
Yes.
That's how they're going to start their new year, without their family members. That's how they're going to have their holiday, their Christmas. That's how they're going to spend their time without their family members. And here, people are going to complain because they didn't get their certain watch, they didn't get their certain wallet, or whatever the case may be. I'm just throwing things out there, whatever they want. They're going to complain because the meal that they didn't get cooked right. We have to be thankful. And we have to continue to pray. So let me show you one more video. I know this one might not be going with all this, but this one's funny. So number 8, and this will be our last video. And then we will do a Christmas one tomorrow.
खत्म गया भाई बचाओ बचाओ जल्दी बचाओ बचाओ रुक जा रुक अरे कुछ ना रुक जल्दी बचाओ मजाक कर रहे भाई क्या मार लगा कैमरा इधर जाग तो गया हूं बेहोश करो जो अपने जाग तो गया हूं पैर बना लगी तू बैठ एक मिनट प्रदीप बचाओ ए कुछ ना मजाक कर रहे भाई प्रदीप कैमरा मैं बेहोश नहीं हुआ ये सही तो है.
Imagine that. That had to have been the Uber driver. I mean, he must have put his phone there and said, you know, I'm about to record. He won't see it recording, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. If you do it to the wrong person, if you do it to somebody armed, oh, man, you're going to be in trouble. Oh, you're going to be in trouble.
I mean, to me, you know, this is funny. This is really funny. But like Ray was saying, you do it to the wrong person, it's not going to be a funny sight.
But like girl was saying, dude, why didn't he open the door? He's crawling out the window because he's freaked out. He is freaked out. Yes. People will do things when they are freaked out and scared. I mean, they just go in panic mode. Well, their brain shuts down.
Yes, because as you can see, right when he saw the whole thing happening. And he didn't even jet, you know, as soon as that happened. I was like, dude, get out of the car.
Why didn't he slam the brake or something?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, the fight would have been on. You're not going to put me to sleep. So there you go. We want to share that last one. That way you have a laugh on it. You can probably try that with your family members and see how that works out. Just only try it with one of your family members that's armed. It won't go good.
No.
You have some explaining to do. You might pee on your pants.
That's right.
So guys, thanks for joining us today. Thanks for being here.
Yes.
We just wanted to share this one right here because we thought this was really important for us to be aware, to wake up, and like they say, smell the coffee. For us to really pay attention and see it, but not be fearful, but understand what is coming. Right. Because when you understand what is coming, you can prepare for it as best as you can.
That's right.
So, guys, thanks for being here. Join us Sunday morning. We will be doing one early Sunday morning, and it will be a Christmas one.
Yes. Have a great rest of your day and have a Merry Christmas.